back to my YouTube channel, everybody. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying thank you for all the love and support that you guys have been giving me. And second of all, just thank you guys so much for your time. Your time is valuable, and I don't take it for granted. Before I jump into what this video is about, I do want to give you guys some updates. I know I said that I was going to be uploading a video regarding my trades from last week. I've been having trouble with my stock scanning software, so I want to get that figured out first before I actually upload the video. I want to make sure you guys are able to see the charts that I'm trading. But to give you guys a little verbal update, last week I made $862 of paper trades. I only traded twice, which was Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I was just super focused on getting my website done. If you guys haven't checked that out yet either, the link's going to be in my description, not my bio, but also in my bio on my social media pages there. The link in the description, you'll be able to see my Twitter, my Instagram, my YouTube, my TikTok, and then also something else. I forget what it is. But if you guys haven't checked out my website yet, go ahead and check it out, you guys. I do firmly believe that no matter what you're getting into in your life, I do believe that my blog posts will be able to help you guys. And if they don't, then I honestly don't know what to tell you. I'm back on Instagram again after about 2 years. So if you guys haven't followed me yet on Instagram, go ahead and give me a follow. I will follow you back on Instagram and on Twitter. So those are the updates. Now let me go ahead and jump into this. The biggest challenges to overcome as a day trader are going to be three things. It's going to be confidence, it's going to be time, and then it's also going to be not comparing yourself to others. So the first thing I want to jump into is time. It's going to take a lot of time. If you're in this niche for like a quick buck or to get rich quick, I don't want to say it can't happen, because I do believe that it can, but going into this niche with that mindset, I believe it's super crippling. And the reason why I say that is because although you can make money quick, I think you could lose it just as fast. And I don't think you want to jump into something to lose money. You know what I mean? If you do, then go to the casino. The whole thing regarding this niche is to learn patterns, is to be disciplined. And if the stock isn't your setup, then you don't trade it. You know, so like for instance, what I trade is I trade breakouts, and I trade morning panics, and sometimes I do first green days. If the stock isn't any of those three, then I don't trade it. I don't want to be gambling hoping that it'll go up. You know, you're gonna win some and you're gonna lose some. What I've learned about this is that even the most successful people, they lose money. You're never gonna win 100% of the time. If you're winning about 65, 70, 75, 80% of the time, then you know you're doing really well. Not every loss is going to be a bad loss. So like for instance, for my example is I went into this stock, I was doing a morning panic, and it didn't end up bouncing, and I ended up just cutting my losses. I think I lost like $100 or 120 or something, and I ended up posting it on Twitter. You know, I was disciplined and I cut my losses quickly, and I ended up getting some hate for that because people ended up tweeting at me like, oh, the stock ended up going up. But what they don't know is once I cut that loss, I ended up going to a different trade that matched my setup, and I think I profited like $400 or $500 on that one. So even though I lost money on this one, I gained money on this one, and I cut my losses over here so I could focus on a better setup. People were saying that like, oh, you know, the stock ended up going up, you just should have held. But the thing for me is I don't want to be in a stock and go through all these emotions. You know, I don't want to be stressed out when I'm in a stock. If I go into a stock with the theory and the stock isn't going with my theory, then I'm going to cut losses. I could always re-enter a trade, or I could always look for a better trade. So it's going to take time, you guys. It's going to take time to learn. You're going to need to learn how to read level 2. You're going to need to learn how to read the charts. You're going to need to learn the terms. You're going to need to learn, you know, support and resistance. You're going to need to learn all of that. And it's just going to really take a lot of time to study. Now, you don't necessarily need to study. You could jump right into it and start paper trading, or just start trading with a small account. But you know, chances are you're going to lose money. Statistically, 90% of traders lose money, and I guess a good 99% can only actually make a living from it. So once you're in this niche and you get started in this niche, the odds are stacked against you, but you can minimize those odds by being disciplined and sticking to strategies and definitely studying what works best for you when in reviewing your trades, your good and your bad trades. Not every loss is a bad loss, and not every win is a good win. That's a whole different conversation. I'm not going to get into that, but just know that this is going to take time to actually understand and to become successful at it. Number two is you're going to need confidence. And the reason why I say you're going to need confidence is because, just like I said earlier, 90% of traders lose. If you're going to come into this thinking like, oh, I may or may not win. Yes, that's true, but I think you need to come into this like, I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure I succeed. And if I don't succeed and for whatever reason this isn't for me, or I don't like it, or whatever the case may be, then it is what it is. But at least you gave it your best shot. And you didn't come in here, like, oh, I may or may not win. At least for me, the way I operate is I'd rather go into something fully confident and then end up being humbled, take a step back, review what I need to review, and then come back at it, rather than going into something kind of wishy-washy. That's just the way I am. You might be different, and it is what it is, but that's just the way I operate. So when I stepped into this, I was just kind of already confident that I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure I succeed in this. And to be honest with you guys, everything that I've done in the past, I kind of get into stuff like that. I'm a do now, figure out later type of person. I'm a commit first, figure out later. I'm a commit to it, make sure I'm willing to do what I need to do to make sure I succeed. And if I fail along the way, then I fail along the way, and I learn what to do and what not to do. Third thing is, don't compare yourself to others. When you first get started, you're going to see people making thousands of dollars a day, tens of thousands of dollars a day, sometimes even hundreds of thousands of dollars a day. And then you're going to be thinking like, oh shoot, like, am I ever going to be able to do that? Like, I made $162 last week, and people are making that like in like one trade. You know what I mean? So try not to compare yourself, because always remember that they started out just the way you did. They started out with the same struggles. They started out with people going against them. They started out facing resistance. They started out losing money, all that stuff. So when you're losing money, when you're facing resistance, when you feel like giving up, in a weird way, just know that you're on the right track, because the people that have been successful at it, they didn't get there by not going through those things. So it's kind of like, how persistent are you going to be going through resistance? That's the way I like to think of it. Another way I like to think of it is those things are expected. So if I'm expecting something and it happens, you really can't be mad at it. Like, if I'm expecting to fail, not expecting to fail long term, but if I'm expecting to lose money, if I'm expecting not to get things right away, if I'm expecting to face resistance, personally, mentally, emotionally, from other people's opinions, wherever the case may be, if I'm expecting that when it happens, it's easier for me to overcome. It's just like, okay, I was expecting this, it's here, now let's just move on from it, and just keep on moving forward. So just remember that you're going to need confidence, it's going to take time, and don't compare yourself to others. I think a really good way to kind of eliminate all those things is just put in the time, put in the screen time, study, learn the terminology, paper trade, you know what I mean? Invest into yourself, whether it's with books, whether it's with courses, whether it's with software, whatever the case may be. Invest into yourself, because if you really do believe in this niche and what it can do, I definitely do. I don't doubt it. I've never doubted myself, or I've never doubted the opportunity that's at hand from what I go into, because I see the opportunity day in and day out. So I think when you go in with that mindset and you see the opportunity at hand, all these little investments that come along the way are going to be pennies to what can happen. Other than that, you guys, that's pretty much all I got for you. If you're watching this just out of support, I believe that what I'm telling you can actually, help you with what you're trying to accomplish as well. And if it doesn't, like I said before, then I don't know what to tell you. But that's all I have for you guys. Thank you guys for your love, and thank you guys for your support. Click the link in my description below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my blog posts. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'll go ahead and follow you guys back. And other than that, I'll see you guys next time.